Hey guys, this is Edmund Leduc and this is my Fulloutflip tutorial. I'll be teaching you everything you need to know to learn the trick, get it quite consistent, and even use it in street if needed. Alright, so the first step towards landing Fulloutflip is obviously the outspin, which is the base of all out tricks in my opinion. The most important thing you need to keep in mind about outspins, if you haven't learned them yet that is really to do that little hand switch, because trying to land outspins with one hand is very doable, but only once you've had a lot of practice. So make sure you've got that hand switch in handy. The left hand, which is the hand I add to the seat upon landing, doesn't actually hold on to the handle, but more or less onto the saddle itself. The reason I do that is because it gives you a bit more control when you're landing with the uni, and you tend to bend and break your handles a lot less. So that's another tip I can give you with outflips and outspins. Alright, so after you've learned your outspins, you can easily move on to outflips if you know how to crank flip already. Obviously outflips do demand a bit of snapping, but I'm telling you, I'm not the best snapper in the world and I can easily get those tricks down. The most important thing about outflips is getting the right speed when you're riding. Obviously if you're riding too fast, you might not be able to land smoothly and roll out of it. And same thing if you're riding too slowly, you might have trouble flipping. So the best thing is really to find the right speed when you're riding, put the pressure on your front foot right when you're about to lift off, and obviously do the hand exchange the exact same way you would do it if you were doing an outspin basically. Alright, so once you've landed the outspin and the outflip, it's time to move on to the full outspin and the full outflips. There's a slight difference in the hand exchange when you move on to the full outspin. Instead of adding your left hand onto the saddle, you're going to want to hold on to the handle instead. So here's a recap of what the hand exchange looked like with the outflip. And here's the hand exchange with a full outflip. Right, so you might have noticed that just like I said, the hand exchange is a bit different. The thing is, when you do full out spins and full out flips, having your left hand, which is my adding hand, it could be your right hand, having the second hand hold on to the handle instead of the seat is going to avoid having your hand squished when you land, and it also helps you bring the unicycle and the seat itself back underneath between your legs, because if you're holding on to the side of the saddle too much, you might have trouble bringing that back in because it's going to be in contact with your leg when you land. So having the handle instead will be much better. After learning full out spins, you can move on to full out flips. Adding the flip is not that difficult, unlike what most people think. The one thing I can tell you straight off is don't try to ride too fast into it. You won't be able to land it that easily. It's going to be hard to land on the pedals, because landing on the cranks obviously does not help, because you won't be able to ride smoothly out of it. You'll be forced to hop out of it, which loses the cleanliness of the trick. The one thing is, you do have to keep the uni moving right underneath you. You don't want to land in front of it or behind it, so don't throw it out too much in front and don't throw it in behind basically. Make sure it stays underneath you all along so you can land on the pedals safely at the end. Alright, so as for the flip, you might have noticed from the slow-mos that my back foot leaves a bit before my front foot, which does obviously make sense, just like any other flip trick. But here's this a freeze frame of what you should, what it should look like when you're doing the trick, just so you get an idea. So make sure you move the back foot quick enough so that the wheel has the time to do the flip. And the one last tip I can give you is the hand exchange. As you noticed, even when I'm landing, my right hand, which is my initial spinning hand, is still in contact with the handle of the unicycle. You can feel free to take it off completely and really land with the left hand only. I just keep it there because it gives me a bit more control. So feel free to remove your right hand or not. Alright, so practice all those tips. Remember about the hand exchange. You can feel free to take off your first hand or not. The flip, make sure you remove your back foot fast enough. And don't ride too fast, otherwise you'll have trouble landing smoothly, rolling out of it. And aim for the pedals as much as possible. Don't forget that. And obviously, if you feel like it, you can go into some variations of the full out flip. You can do full outside flips, inward varial flips, full varial flips, or even, you know, throw in double flips in there if you're comfortable with those. Or triples, you know, some people like to do those too. So I hope you guys and girls enjoy this tutorial. If you ever land the trick for the first time, whether it's in street or on flat, or even if you land one of the many tricks that lead up to the full out flips, feel free to post them as a video response. I'll be glad to see that this tutorial has helped you. And if you have any questions on any of the tricks in the video, something wasn't clear, or you still have questions, or you're having problems committing, or, you know, stuff like that, just drop your questions in the comment section below. I'll be glad to answer them. Thanks a lot for watching. See you later.